My mom is only in my life to inconvenience me, and she won't give me my antidepressants. She doesn't talk to me, but doesn't let me go out making me depressed, and refuses to give me my prescription antidepressants. On top of that, she's giving me a punishment for what I believe to be an irrelevant and dumb reason. The first section is what happened a couple of months ago, and the second section is my current situation. So a little background: I know the title seems stereotypical to a lot of teenagers with parent-related issues, but me and my mother have never really had much of a relationship. We've had times where we argue on a daily basis, and then normally we're just neutral towards each other. I've only bonded with her once and still don't really feel close with her. I haven't told her I love you since I was 5 years old, and other people assume I love her because she's my mom, but I really don't think I do. I remember a lot more bad than good. A couple months, 3 quarters, ago I was smoking weed and slacking off in school, still a little sad about a breakup in November of 2023. Then my parents told me to work harder in school because of my absentees. I told my mother to take me to the psychiatrist and get me tested for ADHD so I could get medicated, and she argued back saying I don't have ADHD because I can sit at a computer all day no problem, and it doesn't help that she's anti-vax and anti-modern medicine to an extent. After being turned down, I decided to take matters into my own hands and check my plugs menu. He had Adderall XR30s in stock for exam takers, so I ended up buying 14. I started using them for school and homework, staying up till 5 a.m. getting my work done, and my grades went to As and BS. But then I got side effects because I was taking 30 to 60 milligrams per day. I started converting XR to IR. After a week of liquid pile of poo, she told me she was going to take me to the doctor. I started panicking because I had done substances the night before with 2 friends. Then I figured she said nothing about a drug test, so it'll probably be fine. Then she took me and got me tested. A week later, I knew something was up with how both my parents were acting, so I cleared my phone and started overthinking. She started watching me heavy and told me she'd take me to a psychiatrist. Then she listened to me joking with my friend about smoking crack and doing heroin. I've done crazy things, but not that crazy. She took it seriously and started yelling at me and confronting me with the urinalysis results and took my phone. I told her I took Adderall for school and had quit weed a week before the test. Both true, but the other substance was a false positive. Gaslight. After that, I lost all freedom. I couldn't go anywhere at all. She'd drive me to and from school daily, drug tested me every other week, and even tried to use a recording device to listen in on my conversations. At that point, give me a chain and ball too, but I had completely stopped talking to her unless it was to argue. Then she took me to the psychiatrist, who confirmed I had ADHD, and after an hour trying to explain how ADHD and its medication works to my mother, he wrote me a prescription for Adderall, amphetamine salt 10 milligrams. The drug I was self-medicating with because my mother wouldn't take me to a doctor for it. The way I see it, I'm not in the wrong for taking it because I would have gotten it a month after anyways, except sometimes I would do high dosages, anywhere from 15-30 mg/dose. She watched over me heavily until eventually she went on a trip. Once she came back, she agreed to let me bike to and from school again, and things were peaceful, but she still wouldn't let me go anywhere unsupervised. The one time I tried to go out with my best friend, she wouldn't let me walk with him, only if she drove me, so I couldn't go anywhere on my own free will like I used to. Now it's the summer, and I've been sleeping a lot, no motivation, doing nothing at all, and I've been very sad all the time. I told my psychiatrist about it, and he diagnosed me with depression and wrote me a prescription for Wellbutrin, an antidepressant. I told my mom about the prescription, and she came to my room and said, "Why do you have depression?" I told her it's because she doesn't let me go anywhere and see anyone, and she blamed me for it and said it's because I stay in a dark room all day and don't exercise. After that, she forced me to go to work with my dad to get out of the house. I'd much rather be inside than in a heat advisory. She then picked up my prescription and left to Colombia for 10 days. When she came back, I asked about my antidepressants, and she refused to give it to me because, get this, 100 milligrams of that drug is too much for you. Zany face, she isn't very bright. When I tried to go to the gym with my friend, she tried to take me, and I told her we were gonna walk/run. Then she starts driving behind us, then drives to the gym and waits for me there. After that, I gave up on going out. She said she was going to take me to a new psychiatrist for a second opinion, which she never ended up doing. After that, we stopped talking to each other and really just lived in the same home, but recently she left to Orlando, and the day she came back, I was sleeping from 1 p.m. to 6 a.m. to fix my sleep schedule. Because of this, she took my computer that I need for summer school, and for the next 3 days, I had been going to sleep at 8 p.m. I took my computer back from her for a whole 24 hours. Then I heard her in the living room tell my dad he's seriously going to bed at 8. Then when I went grocery shopping with my dad, she calls him screaming, "Why did you let him take the computer out? He hasn't been sleeping on time." Then he mentioned that I've been sleeping on time. She completely ignored it and said, "I'm taking the computer back out." I got home and just got in bed and laid down. I just don't want to leave my room and see her because I feel like it bothers me.